Welcome back to another round of the PTR. They just made some changes today for Demon Hunters, trying to make this tier 21 set that I've done several videos on. I'm negative towards it. I have been in the last few videos. Some people have made some comments saying, oh man, you can't wait till you can't say it's going to be bad till all the changes are done, and a change has come. But I really want to emphasize the importance of community. The importance of community is huge. Because we post and say that it's garbage, because we post and say that we've ran tests, because we know that Ian Haste and the dev team from our most recent Q&A look at external sources like sims and logs, and then we hop on and we say, this is what it's simming, this is what it's doing, this is what I'm logging on the PTR. With our feedback, whether it be negative feedback or not about the set, it helps develop community awareness. There's a point to pointing things out. Now we can't just say it's garbage because it's garbage. We've got to do tests. Videos, feedback, forum posts that give actual data that is constructive criticism towards something that we see as a negative. And so they've made some changes. The 4-set bonus on tier 21 has now been changed from 15% haste for 8 seconds to 40% haste, essentially giving you your own bloodlust every time you use I-beam coming out the gate, and that's pretty impressive. Now, I've ran several tests here before I started this video, but we're going to try it again, doing different tests. Off the bat, we are just using our Fell Focus and our Defiled Augment Rune. No flasks, no drums, no potions, just doing 2-minute tests this way. We do have Aman'Thul's Vision, and we are using the Seeping Scourge Wing from normal mode and Taurus the Burning Throne. Now, as we do these tests, I'm going to start off in tier 20 using Prydaz instead of the shoulders because we're just doing a 2-minute test. And we've got Anger of the Half Giants equipped, so we're going to start off with some single target for 2 minutes and then see where we go from there. I do have to adjust my spec here and then get out the proper macro. And so we're going to do a 2-minute. We'll see after the jump cut, see what we get with tier 20, and then we'll start doing some comparisons with these changes. Okay, we are back after the jump cut. 1.27 million DPS over a 2-minute test, sustained. That's item level 942. We've got Aman'Thul's Vision, Anger of the Half Giants, using Prydaz just as a generic. We've got some 955 shoulders and 925 chest, 925 cape, and then the rest of our tier gear at 920, 915 with a socket. It's not bad. That's our normal tier 20, 1.29 million, so that's what we pulled this time. We're going to flip out a couple things here, and we're going to switch into all of our tier pieces on the new set with critical strike on them for sure. And we're going to go with the shoulders, which will keep us at 942 item level. We really don't change an item level here. We're just changing out what the spec does and which piece does what. The other thing that we're going to switch out, which we may take an item level hit here, is we're going to switch out for Radon's Cascading Eyes to reduce the cooldown on I-beam. Now, even without a demonic build, this still over time adds up, and we're going to give it a shot. And we're just going to do the same thing now, just using a different set of armor. We're going to run Chaos Blades. Demon Reborn is what we're going to throw in there. Basically, my idea here is start out with an I-beam, get that big old, 40% haste, our own personal bloodlust going, then pop meta, then pop Chaos Blades. Well, Chaos Blades is still up. Continue to hit I-beam again, and make sure that we have bloodlust up with Chaos Blades the entire time. So we're going to do another round here with just changing out the sets. No item level change. We're still 942 overall. I mean, there's a few pieces, but in the same area. So we're going to run the same spec as last time, just with some modifications in how we open and then what kind of results we get. So we'll see you again after the next jump cut. Okay, we're back after the jump cut. 1.25 million. Pretty sure it would have almost been the same as the single target. I interrupted and moved slightly, and that is one complaint I have about this 4-set, is if you don't fully channel I-beam, you don't get the haste buff. So if something comes up in raid where you have to move, you're going to jip yourself out of that haste. So that is a major complaint I have, but 1.25 million, not that much of a DPS increase. So a whole tier upgrade, obviously the item level isn't changing from how I switch my gear around, but it is supposed to be a higher item level. Like if we had Heroic, and it pulled just under, probably could have been the same if I wouldn't have messed up one of those I-beams and moved with that same spec. So that's with that spec. Let's try again, but this time we're going to go Demonic instead of Chaos Blades. My thought process here is that we should be able to constantly get more annihilations in and have more uptime with even more haste. So we'll see what kind of difference this makes. We will see you after the jump cuts. Hopefully this is exciting and does something to the damage. Hopefully we pull more like this. We'll see you after the cut. Alright, 1.24 million sustained over 2 minutes. Going demonic build instead of chaos blades with this tier 21. Gonna give it a full go-to on the demonic build. My problem with this is that when we come out with that haste, we're still capped by our fury, so we're gonna have to turn around and spam Demon's Bite at some point. Crazy RNG on a demonic appetite could spare us of that fate, but whoo, I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it. There was another demon hunter in the Demon Hall training here while we're on waiting for meta to come off cooldown here in the next 35 seconds. There was another demon hunter in here who said, "Hey Drip, saw you on your YouTube videos," and he's testing out and finding the same stuff, and he's still like, "Man, the set is still garbage." And you know what? After we're done with all these tests, I have seen improvement in damage. I think we're going to see improvement on demonic damage here as well. I think that demonic could pull out ahead here. I'm hoping it does, but at least this is moving forward, and that's what I told him. I said, you know, it's better than a swift kick in the butt, and it is something, but that 2 set still needs to be adjusted. But, you know, having our own Bloodlust on a 45-second cooldown with demonic build fully could not, you know, might not be bad, because you could be turning around I-Beam really fast, especially with Radons this way. So hopefully, let's hope and pray for some results here. Here we go. Again, see you at the jump cut. 1.26 million DPS. Annihilation is just the heavy part of the DPS there as we go in that spec. But again, 1.26. My thoughts are that it's an improvement and that the developers are listening and at least something happened. Hopefully that the 2 set gets some modifications soon. I feel like if we keep giving some feedback as a Demon Hunter community, we don't just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to switch tunes. This is awful. This is the dumbest thing you guys have ever done." If we give feedback, if we give numbers, we know that the dev team does use those things, or at least they said they did in the last Q&A, as I said earlier in the video. So let's continue to give some feedback. We've seen one improvement. If that 2 set was modified to do more damage on a primary target, that would be huge. That would make a big difference. If maybe it was changed in some other way, I can't really think of it off the top of my head. But overall, we can see some small DPS improvements. It's sad that it's small, but it is small and it is something. And for you Demon Hunters, you know, don't lose hope. Don't say, you know, I'm going to quit and this is all just bad. Let's continue to get good numbers. Let's continue as a community to provide information for the dev team on the PTR, because we're almost out of time. In fact, if we go to MMO Champion, tab out here, MMO Champion, there's the Demon Hunter forums. Yeah, crank this up here. If it'll go, thank you. Really slow reaction there. Come on. There we go. If we go to this, we can see a new build is on the way to the PTR. This one is flagged as release. We're almost out of time. This may be what we're stuck with. We got to continue to give feedback. At least when it launches into the raid, they'll still maybe take some feedback and make some changes, you know, according to the Q&A again. So let's keep working together, Demon Hunter community. Let's keep trying it out. Let's keep pushing it. And if some of you guys are like, you know, the gentleman that I saw, or maybe it was a lady, I don't know, the tune was male, that says, "I'm out. I'm going to go switch to another tune." All the luck. And good. Play what makes you happy, and if DPS makes you happy, awesome. If playing a Demon Hunter in that game style makes you happy and we just have a horrible time this round, then good. Keep it up. Continue to be happy in what you play and continue to give good feedback that builds us up as a community. If you like this content, like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support so far from everybody, all the comments and all the ideas and, you know, trading of stuff. Continue to leave comments down in the section below. Thank you so much. See ya.